families across the world are unique and diverse in their own ways. The Manson family happened to be unique in that they were a cult. They did not spend the average family time having a picnic at a park, but rather committing a murder spree. It's important to recognize the early signs of a group of individuals or a single individual becoming dangerous to themselves or to others, because we do not want the same violence to happen that the Manson family inflicted. Many of these individuals who are involved with cults often come from a rough upbringing and are considered or were considered outcasts wherever they went. Charles Manson was one of these people. Before the birth of Manson, his father abandoned him and his mother, to which she married his stepfather that would give him his last name, Manson. Shortly after his birth, they divorced, leaving Manson alone with his mother. At the age of 5, Manson's mother and his uncle were sent to prison for committing a fake uphold using a ketchup bottle as a fake gun. He was then sent to live with his aunt and uncle, where they described him as being charming but also mean-spirited. They would often catch him in lies and stealing. As he grew up, his misbehavior escalated, and it eventually led him to prison in 1959 for catching a forged government check that violated his parole. In prison, he found a sense of stability and belonging to which he had never felt on the outside world. This would leave him greatly inspired to become a music legend he thought to be as great or even greater than the Beatles. This would be the beginning of the Manson family. People wonder what a cult is. Merriam-Webster Dictionary describes it as a great devotion to a person, idea, object, movement, or work. In this case, Charles Manson was the person that his followers were devoted to. The Manson family is considered to be one of the most evolutionary cults to really conceptualize the idea of a cult during the 1960s. Many of his followers were young, white, educated, middle-class women who were considered outcasts wherever they went. It came to be a group of harmless misfits hanging out and enjoying one another's company would quickly take a turn for the worse. Due to the lack of success in Manson's music career, he became increasingly frustrated with his life. This would come to a climax on August 8th of 1969, where Manson devised a plan to commit homicides and blame it on the people of color in the area. His victims were the Tate and LaBianca family, that would later be known as the Tate-LaBianca murders. They invaded the premises, they beat, brutalized, shot, and killed everyone who was there. This included the pregnant actress Sharon Tate, who was among other wealthy elite Hollywood members. It's a very horrendous and bloody crime scene. Sharon Tate and among the others had their bodies brutally mutilated. This is one of the consequences of not realizing that a group of individuals is becoming dangerous before it's too late. Today we talked about the history of Charles Manson, a little bit of background knowledge of him, more or less what this weird concept of a cult consists of. And we also got some information on what led up to the events of the Tate and LaBianca murders. Manson's manipulation of his followers' vulnerabilities and insecurities is a classic example of how a mob mentality takes into great effect. These people had very little to no contact with anybody outside of the cult, which only made Manson's influence that much greater. As stated before, it is important to recognize these early signs of danger that is coming to others or to themselves so that these crimes do not happen.